Hi, in this video we are going to solve a intermediate level SQL problem. So to do that we need to head first to sqlpractice.com. So this is the name of the website, sql_practice.com. The link is going to be in the description. And after doing this, we need to select the hospital database. And then you need to click on view all questions and select the 8th one. So but before that we need to select the difficulty medium, because there are easy, medium and hard. We are doing the intermediate ones. So the 8th one is the one which says show patient ID, diagnosis from admissions, find patients admitted multiple times for the same diagnosis. We select that one and we can start solving this problem. So I'm going to get rid of this and we can take a look at the admissions table, the table we are going to query. And if we click on the expected output, here you can see the output that we should get. And if we click on get hint again, we can see the solution keywords. So we can use the select statement, group by, having, and count. So with this you can have an idea on how to approach this problem. And if we click on get hint again, we can see a portion of the code. So you can see you can use group by and having count everything greater than 1. Okay, so that can give you an idea. I suggest to you not clicking on the hints, but after if you have attempted to solve this problem by yourself, so that you can develop your skills, your analytical thinking and problem solving skills. So let's do it together. So first of all, we need to understand the question itself. So I'm going to read the question one more time. It says show patient ID, diagnosis from admissions, find patients admitted multiple times for the same diagnosis. Okay, so let's break it down step by step. First, it says that we need to show the patient ID and the diagnosis from the table admissions. So I'm going to begin by doing that. I'm going to select patient ID, comma, the diagnosis. I can see the diagnosis here is a column with the same name, diagnosis from admissions table. Okay, so from admissions, the table has the same name. If I run this by clicking on run here or by using the Ctrl plus Enter keys on the keyboard, I can take a look at the output. You can see that the solution is incorrect. We are not done yet, but we can get an idea of how we are of the steps we are doing. So for example, here I can see the patient ID and the diagnosis, but I need to find the patients admitted multiple times for the same diagnosis. Okay, so we have done we are in the middle of solving this problem, but this is the difficult part. So how are we going to find the patients admitted multiple times? So for example, here we can see that patient ID is admitted two times or twice. But if I take a look at the table itself by clicking on this green arrow alongside the admissions name, I can see, for example, patient number 1 or with ID 1 was admitted twice to the hospital, but it needs to be for the same diagnosis. So this patient ID had one diagnosis of ovarian dermoid cyst, and the second one it went to the hospital. Diagnosis was ineffective breathing pattern and fluid accumulation. So this person will not appear in our output. So if you take a look at the expected output, only these people have been diagnosed twice with the same diagnosis. So the patient ID entered the hospital once and the diagnosis was pregnancy. Okay, then she came back and the diagnosis was again pregnancy, or the patient ID 320. So we can find, let's see if we can find those people. So 137. Yeah, here is 137. So the first time she went to the hospital was in 2018 and the diagnosis was pregnancy. And 1 year later, or I should say like 10 months later, she came back to the hospital in 2019 and she got the same diagnosis. So we need to show this kind of people who had the same diagnosis twice or three or multiple times, but it needs to be at least twice. So to do that, we are going to group by, and we need to group by the patient ID and also by the diagnosis. So this is only going to return the same results as before. It is the same as we have only left this query. It's the same as you can see. Okay, here only inverted the diagnosis, but it's the same result, it's the same output. Okay, but now we can filter by this grouping. And how are we going to do that? By using the having clause. So having, and we need to count where the patients appear twice or more. But also it's going to count where the diagnosis, the same diagnosis, appeared twice or more. Okay, so we are going to count. So if I only grouped by patient ID and had this count greater than 1, it will only show me, for example, if I delete the diagnosis here and here, it's going to show me the patients who went to the hospital multiple times. And if I include the diagnosis, now it's going to find people who went to the hospital twice or more, and to put it in another way, it's going to show me duplicates patients in the admissions table and also duplicates diagnosis in the same table associated with the same patient. So patient 1 appeared twice or more, and the diagnosis appeared the same diagnosis appeared twice or more. Those rows I want to show in the output at the end. So I'm just going to format this so that it is clear. And if I run this query, we should get the correct answer. So you can see we get the people who are duplicates in the table, and the diagnosis associated with them also duplicated, or which appear multiple times. So as you can see, our solution is similar to the solution provided by the website. And if you have another solution, you can leave it in the comments down below. If you find this video useful, don't forget to follow me. I'll see you in the next one.